Welcome participants. I am Sandeep Sharda from CAD CAM EXPERTS. So today we are going to discuss one of the very leading software which is used in the industry for the planning management for different type of construction activities which are going in the private sectors and the government sectors, for societal projects, for private their own projects. This is very well known as one of the MS project. Currently 2010 and 2013 both the versions are used of this MS project. Another one of the international project management software for planning and execution of any biggest projects is used as a Primavera P6, which is also one of the leading software which is used in the planning management. But in this current sessions we are going to discuss in continuation to the series of the software used as a MS project and how this MS project is going to manage all the activities of any of the project which is dealt by the organization. Maybe it is a private organization or maybe it is a government organization. You may be aware of there are so many ongoing projects are going there, even for the government, like maybe it is a overbridge projects, maybe it is a construction projects of any manufacturing industry, fertilizer industries, petrochemical industries are going there on a continuous basis. Now, before going to about use of this particular software MS project, I would like to tell you there are some of the terminologies which are going to be used in a project management. So first of all, we would like to know what is a project management and why the project management software are going to be used. Another is what is the project management terminology and how basically a project it is going to be disintegrated. The terminology is known as, very well known, the breakdown structure. So you may be remember that whenever you are going to use any planning software, breakdown structure is one of the primary junction where we have to start any of the planning software to manage the different set of activities in a project. Now proceeding further, I would like to know and discuss with you that what is a project. Now basically we are going to discuss both the terminology, one is a project and another is a project management. So definitely the project is nothing but it is one of the temporary handover which is going to be executed at a different locations and having a definite start time and the end time. If we compare any of the project with the operational manufacturing industry, so there will be a project, this manufacturing industry is producing any product or any service industry, it is on a continuous basis. Maybe it is like we can say it is a ongoing activity which is going to be a continuously as a production activity. So operations management and the project or operations and the project, it is going to have a two different terminology. So you now definitely understand project is only a temporary handover. Temporary means it is having some particular start date and end date of that particular any construction activity or any of the project or some societal project. So in project, if we do the one of the project is a one building construction in one of the city and in another of the city, so there will be a different characteristics of a project. One is the start date and end date. Maybe both the projects or both the buildings are going to be a similar one in one of the city and in another of the city, but still you will notice that the start date of this particular project, building project in one of the city may be a differ and in the another city it is going to be differ. So project is having a unique identity and temporary handover. So now further going to a project management. So project management is nothing but managing the all the activities of a project, but to define it in a particular proper definition, the project management is a application of knowledge, skills, tools and techniques to the project activities in order to meet the and exceed the stakeholder needs, expectations from a project. Now there are few terminologies used in this particular definition, so we are going to discuss them. One is the exceed stakeholder needs or the expectation, means every project is being executed for some of the output, whether it is a societal output or maybe it is some particular manufacturing industry or service industry. Suppose it is a service industry, so hotel industry, when it is going to be executed, then it is going to fulfill some criteria of the customers. Definitely in some particular manufacturing industry, the product, before the product going out, the whatever is the activities are carrying out is a project, and then from that project stakeholder needs some particular output in form of some particular product. So this is how the expectations from a project. Now there are three another terminologies used in a project management definition. One is the knowledge. Definitely a primary knowledge of any kind of a project, it is going to be required by the resource persons. So resource person may be of any of the technical person, maybe it is a diploma holders, degree holders, or some of the experienced persons who are already been executed some of the projects in the while in the industry or maybe in some of the other places. So this is one of the aspect is a knowledge. Knowledge may be of a background of your particular type of nature of work. Now another aspect is a skill. Skill means that you are already going to know about some particular level of knowledge of a kind of the job which is going to be executed. Suppose one pump in an industry, it is going to be executed on the foundation, then you are knowing the some of the primary steps of that, the pump which is going to be lifted, position on a particular foundation, and it is going to be aligned levels, and then it is going to be some pocket grouting is for that foundation, it is going to be carried out, and then final foundation found on the final foundation it is going to be a concreted. So this is how basically these skills are going to be there. Now here if you are being a fresher and college graduates or maybe some management graduates, then definitely during these sessions once we are going to learn about the MS project use, we are going to discuss some different terminologies along with some particular two specific examples of a project. So you are going to know what are different kind of set of activities in a standard format it is going to be written, and at least you are going to be well versed about a particular execution steps of the project. While going to discuss with your seniors as a fresher or maybe some particular number of years of experience, once you are going to discuss with your among your seniors for assigned projects, then definitely they will understand that a particular precise or some steps of that particular project you are going to be aware of. So definitely with these sessions of a MS project, using the particular terminologies in a project with the help of the software, you are going to acquire over a period of time. And next is tools and techniques. Tools and techniques means the every project planner or the executors, once they are going to use the particular software, they are going to have a different set of activities in their precisely to be used with some of the parallel activities or with some particular activities going one after one. Suppose there is two planning engineers, one is executing one of the building project, similar building projects. So now one of the planning engineers having the different set of activities and another planning engineer having the different set of activities. Now those activities are not going to differ much, but maybe slightly 2-3 activities among the 100 activities are going to be different sets during the execution. So this particular technique of a individual project planner, it is going to differ slightly. So it is the basis of the planner. Once they are going to be experienced over a period of time, they are going to be well precised in making this particular kind of planning management for a particular set of project. So they are going to understand which type of activity it is going to be executed first, based on the experience. So it is how we are going to update ourselves over a period of time, the techniques which are going to be used along with the software. Now there is a definitely set of questions in your mind, why this MS Project software we are discussing to learn for. So one of the example in the screen you are going to just see, it is one of the petroleum industry in which there are 1000 number of equipments are there. So once this petroleum industry is in a project stage, means the execution stage, there are different set of equipments you are going to see. The long columns are there, buildings are there, steel structure are there, and some buildings are there. So definitely a multiple nature of different set of activities are going to be there. So there are two things. One is the different nature of activities which are going to be executed or basically controlled by different discipline engineers, how to manage them. And secondly, the coordination between the different discipline departments for a set of activities which is going to proceed with the different set of activities by the another department. So for that, if we will make out those particular set of different activities for a big particular industries like petroleum, fertilizer, chemical industries and any other set of projects or infrastructure projects, then so many of the different kind of activities could not be managed on a plane of paper. So that's how we need some particular kind of a software which tells us which type of activity it is going to be carried out at a site right now in the next coming few days. Those particular set of activities, once we made a whole complete planning of a particular system, area or the whole project like a one petroleum industry, there is so many of the systems are there, different sets of systems are there. So those systems and those subsystems are going to be allocated in a particular way through the breakdown structure in a particular software, and those particular activities are going to be having a relationship between those another set of activities with the different discipline. Because once there is some civil activities are going to be basically engaged through the mechanical activities for equipment consideration, equipment execution and some piping work, then definitely one should know through the planning, all the integrated resource persons are going to know that when I have to act on that, those particular set of activities, once there is a completion of those particular set of activities, besides that I have to act. So this is how the software is going to introduce ourselves in the such a way for the activities, that how those particular activities when I have to means at a site these particular activities are going to be executed. On a plane of paper, if there is a say 20 activities, then definitely we can manage, but once there is a different discipline engineers are there, then this particular software it is going to be needed. Now coming another, this is a snapshot of a fertilizer industry. You can again see that there are so many different columns, buildings, compressor building, houses and the long columns, piping work. So many of the different set of activities are going to be carried out in the same way like petroleum industries, fertilizer industries, manufacturing industries, automobile industries and some government projects like civil projects in the city, and another particular different set of projects like water purification system, and another set of say one pipeline which is going to be laid from one end to another end in the city. So these are all the projects which are definitely it is going to be executed in near future. Now if you like to see what will be the global basis, the construction activities and infrastructure projects are going to be there. So why I am going to do this particular learning of a MS project software and managing these particular big projects to learn it. So definitely you can see in the screen that over a period of 2016 and 2022, this is a bar diagram of global offshore investment, in which you can notice that from 2016 onwards it is in an increasing trend. The yellow part it is showing as a capex. Capex means capital expenditure. Capital expenditure is belonging to the project's expenditure. So over a period of time 2016 onwards to 2022 it is going to in an increasing order. This is from the source of Rystad Energy U Cube. This particular bar chart it is taken from a particular source. So you can notice that definitely in a global basis a vast infrastructure projects are going to be there. You can notice it is a more than 200 billion US billion. So and the blue part it is showing for a capex for the exploration, means the exploration industry which are going to be there as an infrastructure, new projects from 2020 onwards, those particular are being shown as a capex part, means the infrastructure projects. Now again we would like to see what are the global construction industry forecast in the future. So there is a slide, you can see there are two pie diagrams in which it is shown, from one is for the 2015, another is the 2020. So 2020 onwards maybe. So you can just notice in the Asia, this particular pie chart it is shown with some different continents like Asia, Africa, North America, Western Europe, Eastern Europe and Middle East. So in which I would like to emphasize on first of that, in the Asia you can notice in the 2015 it was a 31%, now it is going to increase by the 48% by 2020 onwards, maybe it is going to further increase. So whatever is the pending projects are there since last 6 months due to COVID-19, the global basis, this pandemic effect, definitely those particular retained project or for a specific last 6 to 8 months under hold, those projects are going to be further re-established or further going to be in the execution stage, and definitely another projects which are also in the pipeline, they are also going to be executed. So there is a huge requirement of a planning engineers, construction engineers, or as a fresher, as a experience based, not only in India but it is a globally. So my dear friends, this particular software along with me is through the CAD CAM experts, we are not going to discuss only to use how to use a particular software, but I will in the subsequent sequence I am going to use at least one project, complete project as an example, so you will know that what are the different set of activities are going to be written in a particular software in a standard format, and how those particular set of activities are going to be used with the relationship, and how these are going to be managed as a project management, as a construction management. So you are going to be a beginner of as a project planner, or maybe at a site also you can work in, definitely as a entrepreneur, or maybe as a you can make yourself as a employable in the some of the good concerned industries or in the government projects. So here, dear friends, I would like to tell you that what are the learning objectives and the outcome of a today's session which we have just discussed. One is to know the what is the project management, to learn to why we are going to learn this project management or the software MS project, along with managing the activities as a project management, to know what are the opportunities after learning this software as a MS project and handling the projects through it. This is also we have discussed in a brief, definitely we are going to discuss in detail. Now there are two another learning objectives. One is the breakdown structure in the project management. What is breakdown structure and why it is a basically a key area or key part of any of the project while we are going to manage a big projects, and general terms definitely which are going to be used in a project management. So these two are we are going to discuss in a subsequent our session. So this is the first session, and in the subsequent session we are going to discuss these two part of this particular session.